Maritza Nelson is an attorney dedicated to helping small business owners minimize legal risks, resolve disputes, and plan for the future so that you can focus on getting paid to do what you love to do.
Welcome to this episode of Dames Bond with Mary B. Professional and personal insights provided by women.
Welcome to my show, Maritza.
It's great to be here, Mary B.
So you started a business, now what? A lot of businesses don't want to be bothered hiring employees because of employment taxes, workers' compensation, etc. And they go to the contractor route. I know I did that. But how can that actually hurt the business?
You know, some of the issues that you can bump into is you get an IRS audit or a state tax department audit, or the person you thought was a contractor decides to file, for unemployment or workers' comp. And then all of a sudden you've got these various government agencies breathing down your neck and they're saying, well, no, we think this person was really an employee. And so now you're looking at back taxes and penalties and workers' comp premiums, et cetera, et cetera. And so I always like to counsel people on being very careful about how you classify someone, whether it's independent contractor or an employee. And there are certain keys that we look for just to make sure that you're doing it right and that things are on the up and up and that you don't have these problems later.
So does a contractor actually have a schedule?
Typically, no. One of the key things that we look for is the contractor truly has to be independent. They control the manner and means by which they get the job done. So you're not telling them to clock in at 9 o'clock and punch out at 5, You're telling them, here's the job that I want you to do. Perhaps here's a deadline for getting it done. And then they're responsible for going out and getting the job done.
Interesting. So I know you deal a lot with patent, copywriting, and trademarks. What is the big difference if I have some proprietary information or knowledge or product?
That's one of the big questions I get. People often confuse patents, copyrights, and trademarks. The simple version is that a patent will apply to an invention. And for something like that, I always advise people, go find an actual patent attorney. It's a separate bar exam, a separate process. They've often got engineering backgrounds. A copyright is going to apply to something that you've written down or something that you drew. So it's something, that you've made tangible on paper. Whereas a trademark will apply to something like your business name or logo. And it's something that helps people to associate a product or a service with your business. So there are various requirements. You have to use your trademark in commerce. You've got to sell products across state lines. It's long drawn out applications to fill out and things like that. But it's helping people understand the difference between the three and which ones apply to your particular business situation.
All right, written agreements. I'm telling you, I know I've got a few of them, but how important are they? Do I really need one when they're between family or between friends who have known each other for a long time?
That is probably the most common dispute question that I get in my office. And unfortunately, the friends and family situations are just the absolute worse. Unfortunately, people fall into the problems of, you get into a family dispute at the barbecue and then it spills over into the business, or people misremember what the agreement was. Well, I thought we were doing this, in reality we were doing that. And the truth is, we can avoid these situations and preserve the friend or family relationship if you just write it down. It's not a matter of saying, cousin, I don't trust you, or best friend from kindergarten, I don't trust you. It's really about preserving that relationship and saying, you know what, for the sake of doing this right, for the sake of us not getting into a fight later, let's put it down on paper. Let's make sure we agree to everything that's on the paper, and we start to cover those what if scenarios. What if business doesn't go as well as we had hoped? What if we get into a dispute later? Then what are we going to do? And let's work that out now while we're still friends, as opposed to later when we're at each other's backs.
You can learn more about avoiding legal pitfalls during the Dames Bond Thrive series on July 23rd. You can also learn more about Maritza through the online business directory at damesbond.com. Just search law, legal, or Maritza. Maritza, thank you so much for being on Dames Bond with Mary B.
It was absolutely great to be here. It's my pleasure to help out entrepreneurs and small business owners.
And when Dames Bond, Dames thrive.
Thank you for watching this episode of Dames Bond with Mary B. Relotto. For more great information, visit the Dames Bond website at damesbond.com.